In my quest to unlearn limiting beliefs and heal from past trauma, I've discovered past life regression therapy using QHHT, which stands for Quantum Healing Hypnosis Technique. The term QHHT was coined by Dolores Cannon, a regressive hypnotherapist and psychic researcher. She studied past life regression for almost 50 years and was a self-published author of 17 nonfiction books, compressed mainly of transcripts from past life regression sessions. The topics Dolores Cannon hypnosis subjects recall range everywhere from regular childhood memories to non-human lives, spanning various galaxies, dimensions, millennia, and species. Past life regression therapy is a method that uses hypnosis to recover memories of past lives or incarnations. The hypnosis relies on a patient entering the somnambulistic stage, which is normally experienced prior to waking up from sleep or shortly before entering the sleep stage. Before I get started with my experience, I'm letting you know right now that there will be a part 2 and a part 3. In part 2, I will be discussing the project, the process, and the project, which were all secretly government-funded units that were utilized by the Army and the Air Force. This is not a conspiracy. This actually happened, and the reason that I know about it today is because of the Freedom of Information Act of 1967. Discovering these 3 programs intrigued me to learn more about psychics and the use of regression therapy. Lastly, part 3 will be a second session that I did with a psychic medium named Lee Van Zyl. Lee Van Zyl is the owner of the Montclair Psychic School, and this entire session took about 4 hours to complete, so that is why it's a 3-part video. Buckle up and enjoy the ride. This is part 1 of my past life regression session.
Yeah, but I'm going to do a little bit more of an in-depth interview, just to get a little bit of a history of your family life, who you are, and then what we're going to identify is a few questions that we can ask about when we do the quantum healing hypnosis. All right, so this is going to help us really be more focused on your session over here. I find people who go in generally, I've told you this before, past lives, many lives are really boring, so it's good to be very focused so we can get you some information and insight to help you in this life. All right, I'm going to take you into an experience right now and just speak about your psychic gifts. We all have them.
Okay.
So we can see, we can feel, we can hear, smell and taste, or just know, right?
Okay, yes.
Okay, so a lot of people are very visual.
Yes.
I'm not a visual person, but a visual person will have a very visual experience. So it'll be like dreaming and seeing color, black and white, like a little mini movie inside your mind.
Yeah.
Feelers will just feel into the experience. They'll sense it. That's the gift of clairsentience.
Yeah.
So, but we can also smell. We can smell. All our senses can become awakened during the session. So just allow all your senses to be open. A lot of us have one psychic gift that's more predominant. So you might find if you are someone who's very visual or clairvoyant, you will see most of your information. Or if you're a feeler, you'll feel it mostly. If we take the woods, just the woods, just close your eyes down now quickly, and I'd like you to see yourself in the woods. And now feel what it's like to be in the woods. And smell the woods. Are there any tastes associated with the woods? Just know that you're in the woods. Right? Open your eyes. So it can be multi-sensory. We'll see, we'll feel a bit, we might smell a bit, we could hear stuff. Yeah. Right? So that's kind of how it works. That's exactly how information will come to you. All right? You ready to go?
I'm ready to go.
Awesome.
Thank you. Okay.
I'm going to cover you so you will.
Okay, sounds great. I do tend to shiver.
Yeah, when you go into like a very relaxed state, your heart rate slows down. And we can get chilly. What do you see down there below you? What's the first thing you see?
I don't know, this place is giving me like
some type of like anxiety, like worry. It's like
worry and anxiety. Feels familiar to you as far as
yeah. But something's happened here, and I don't know what has happened here. I'm not alone. Like there's definitely something or someone here with me.
Are you still in the forest and there's two entities behind you?
Yeah.
All right. These entities, what do they look like?
Like I can't necessarily see them, but I could feel them.
At this point, I was getting a little bit scared because I felt my body being grounded, yet I was experiencing something in another plane, in another dimension that felt just as real as this human experience. So essentially, I was feeling myself walking on leaves, walking on rocks, but also I could taste the fresh air. I could smell the trees. It was just a surreal experience because it really did feel real. I had a sense of familiarity and a sense of deja vu.
I could feel like their shadow, like their presence.
You can feel their shadow and their presence.
And the forest is kind of growing.
The forest is growing. What's it growing into?
It's just getting like bigger and bigger, and I'm getting smaller and smaller.
Smaller and smaller.
I'm not sure if it's something that I should necessarily like discover. I'm not sure if something traumatic has happened here, but something that I'm no longer physically in the forest, but I feel like it's beneath me. I feel the forest just like trying to drag me back in.
The forest is dragging you back in.
I'm trying so hard to like leave this place, but
I want you to look around. Just touching in on you right now. You're okay. Okay. I want you to sense the presence of your guide next to you right now. Beautiful energy around you as your guide steps to you right now and surrounds you. Allow yourself to move into the arms of your guide right now. And your guide will move you up away from that scene. You feel the presence of your guide?
yeah.
Yes. Allow yourself to move up, leaving that scene behind, leaving that scene behind. Allow yourself to move up into the light, to be with your guide.
The other one was physically like holding me, like picking me up and walking with me into this room, but when I go into this room, there's nothing there. All there is light. It's just a room of light.
Feel into that light of that room. Feel what that light is like.
I've been here consciously before,
Yes.
but by myself, and now it's two of them.
I'm going to be honest with you, I don't remember consciously saying, yes, I was in this room of light before. But if you've watched my sonic crystal Reiki healing, which just so happened to also be a 4-hour session, I mentioned in that YouTube video that I went into this room and I was kind of stuck in that room for what it felt like about an hour. So I was essentially stuck in this room of light the very first time I astral projected. So this just kind of confirms that this plane, this dimension that I went to is actually real because I've been there before. Definitely watch that video if you haven't already, because all the puzzle pieces are starting to connect. And I feel like this is just the beginning.
They're not gonna let go of me until I'm completely still and I completely could sit in this room of light. Just after what I experienced in that forest, just like there's something in that forest.
Something in the forest?
They want me to just focus on being in this room of light
All right. Are you able to do that? Would you be willing to focus on that room with the light?
I'm willing to focus on that room of light, but like that just really scared me.
It scared you, but you're safe now, aren't you?
And I'm safe now. They're telling me that I'm safe, but the other one is telling me that if they were to let go of me, they don't want me to go back there by myself. Because
Would you agree with that? Would you agree with them? That you can have them by your side to protect you?
Yes, I feel like I need that protection.
Yes.
To have two of them makes me feel at peace, but the one that's like not holding me is just not necessarily fed up, but like impatient with me.
Yeah, my spirit guides were a bit sassy, salty, and rude, but honestly, they were just telling me how it is. Keep a lookout in the near future because I will be making a YouTube video about how I met my spirit guides and what they're like.
I want to go there and I want to see what's there, but they're not letting me. I want to know. I want to go back there, but they just want to shield me.
Okay.
They just have me in this type of like force field.
Alright, well they can't trap you because you have free will.
After feeling what I felt, like I want to overcome it and I want to know, and I feel like they feel like I'm not ready.
Unfortunately, the conclusion of this past life regression was not recorded. Just to give you a brief background, I went back to the forest with my two spirit guides. Once I reached, I was inside of a house in the middle of the forest, and there was a man and a child. Therefore, I was a mother figure in this lifetime. Unfortunately, this lifetime was extremely boring, and I was a very passive person. I was getting flashbacks of different memories of this lifetime, and what I saw was pretty much life passing me by. I was just watching my one child grow up, and my husband was never home. And that clearly made me very upset because it wasn't like I had other people to speak to besides my child. Now, I ended up committing suicide, yes, suicide in this lifetime. I killed myself in the middle of the forest, and that clearly taught me a lot. The next clip, which is the final clip in order to conclude this past life regression, is actually hard to put into words because the psychic medium puts me into some sort of trance using hypnosis in order to allow my subconscious mind to come through to explain the reasoning why that past life regression came through today and what were the lessons learned in that lifetime that could currently help me out in this life. As you're about to see, it seems like I'm having trouble breathing. I believe the reasoning for that is because my conscious mind is being suppressed. And please keep in mind that everyone reacts differently, so this is just my response. I know how scary this could seem.
It was a lifetime
Let's
in the forest.
show her to stand her ground and to speak up, and she was given a voice for a reason.
And how will this help her in her present lifetime? Showing her what? She has a voice. Correct me if I'm wrong, that this session will benefit her greatly, as she's already gained a lot of insight, right? So she can definitely start a significant amount of work now moving forward.
Yes.
Am I correct?
Yes.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now I'm asking the subconscious to receive where it belongs with very much love. And so much thanks for the help and information that you've given Emily today.
I've always heard the term, we are spiritual beings living a temporary human experience, but let me tell you, after this session, I truly know what that means. I honestly feel I am now consciously aware of my programming and why I am the way that I am. And that's a beautiful thing. Also, there comes a point where you have to realize, why was this information hidden from us for so long? Why were they doing secret experiments on this? Why was it privately funded? Why didn't the public know before? And I truly believe that if we become conscious enough to understand our programming, we will be harder to manipulate, harder to see through the bull, if that makes sense. I think you guys know what I'm talking about here, but yeah, like the more awakened you become, the more harder you are to just be manipulated. And this is a beautiful thing to really look into and to really do, even though it can be scary. As you could tell, my YouTube channel is about bringing well-researched topics to the light, and I'm really putting myself out there in order to do this. So if you resonate with this type of content, please share it with a friend, please subscribe, and please comment. I'll see you guys in the next therapy session.
Ooh.